walking away, often perceived as a sign of defeat or disengagement, is in reality a powerful tool for self-preservation, self-respect, and autonomy. Do you find yourself trapped in the habit of prioritizing the needs and desires of others frequently at the expense of your own interests and well-being? It's frustrating, isn't it? But you've come to the right place. In this exploration, we uncover the dynamics underlying such behavior and how you can break free via the simple yet powerful act of walking away. In the next moments, we will explore the two key parts of walking away and how they profoundly transform our relationship with ourselves and others, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling existence. But before that, we need to first know how to identify negative influences in our lives, understand their underlying causes, and realize why we often fail to escape their grasp. Seeing through toxic people and environments in the intricate tapestry of our lives, toxicity weaves its subtle threads, often unnoticed until the fabric of our well-being starts to fray. It's the friend whose presence drains more than it gives, leaving us feeling empty and undervalued, or the workplace cloaked in just office politics where gossip and backstabbing create a minefield of distrust and anxiety. These toxic elements, like insidious shadows, cast a dark veil over our lives so subtly woven that we might not notice their presence until the light within us has significantly dimmed. Let's delve deeper into the nature of toxic people. Often, they are masters of emotional manipulation, skilled in twisting words and situations to their advantage. Their criticisms aren't shouted but whispered, leaving scars that linger long and deep. They are the ones who make us question our worth, using guilt as a leash to keep us tethered and controlled. Their toxicity might not always be overt. It often lies in what is unsaid and the implied, in the subtle ways they undermine our confidence and happiness. But why do these individuals act this way? Often, toxic people are driven by their insecurities and fears. They may feel a need to control others as a way to assert their own sense of worth. Their actions, though harmful to others, are misguided attempts to cope with their internal struggles. They might not even be aware of the negative impact of their behavior. So deeply entrenched are they in their patterns of manipulation and control. And what about toxic environments? Consider a family setting where every achievement is met with skepticism, not celebration, where affection is conditional, contingent on meeting impossible standards, or a workplace that stifles creativity and enthusiasm, where the fear of making mistakes overshadows the joy of accomplishment. These environments form when negative behaviors and attitudes become normalized, often perpetuated by a culture that values competition over collaboration, criticism over support, conformity over individuality. In these spaces, negativity festers and grows, often so gradually that we don't realize how much of our authentic selves we've lost to its spread. Recognizing these subtleties is about tuning into your inner voice. It's listening to that faint whisper that says, "This doesn't feel right." Do you feel consistently diminished, anxious, or unfulfilled in certain relationships or settings? Your energy is constantly drained. You find yourself more often sad than happy, more defeated than uplifted. These are the silent alarms signaling the presence of toxicity in our lives. Well said, but this awareness is just the beginning. And that brings us to our next crucial point. Why do we often find ourselves unable to break free from these harmful patterns? As we navigate through the labyrinth of our emotions and experiences, we often find ourselves pondering difficult questions. Why is it so hard to break free from the grasp of toxic environments and relationships? The answer is complex, rooted in a blend of emotional and psychological factors. But there are 4 major reasons many of us find ourselves stuck in these harmful cycles. First, let's address the powerful role of fear in our lives. It's not the overt trembling kind of fear, but a more subtle, insidious one. It's the fear that whispers, "What if things get worse if I leave?" Or "What if I'm alone forever?" This kind of fear, often cloaked in rationalizations, keeps us tethered to the known, however harmful, because the unknown seems even more daunting. Next, consider the tantalizing glimmer of hope that keeps us anchored. Hope, while inherently positive, can become a double-edged sword. In toxic scenarios, we cling to the hope for change, improvement, or a return to better times, often overlooking the repeated patterns of hurt and disappointment. Additionally, the struggle is compounded by a loss of identity. In toxic relationships or environments, we often mold ourselves to fit the expectations and demands of others, gradually losing sight of who we are and what we truly want. This loss of self makes it harder to envision a life outside the current toxic scenario, as we become so entwined with it that the thought of leaving feels like leaving a part of ourselves behind. Lastly, our deep-seated need for acceptance and belonging cannot be overlooked. It's a fundamental human desire to feel connected and valued. In toxic settings, this need can transform into a relentless quest for approval, often from those least willing to offer it genuinely. We find ourselves changing, adapting, and losing parts of our identity in an effort to fit into a mold that was never meant for us. Understanding these emotional entanglements is the first step towards empowerment. But the real journey begins when we learn to recognize these patterns, assert ourselves, and take decisive steps towards a life that reflects our true worth and aspirations. Would we proceed? A humble request. If this video has been enlightening to you, it would be an honor to us if you would like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, comment if you've encountered similar situations in your life and how you overcame them. But nothing truly stops you. Nothing truly holds you back, for your own will is always within your control. Sickness may challenge your body, but you are not merely your body. Lameness may impede your legs, but you are not merely your legs. Then your will is bigger than your legs. Your will needn't be affected by an incident unless you let it. Epictetus. Your past and current circumstances don't have to dictate your future unless you allow them to. There comes a pivotal moment in our lives when we realize that walking away isn't an act of defeat, but a courageous step towards self-respect. It's about understanding that our well-being and peace of mind are far more valuable than any situation that continually diminishes us. It begins with a chapter of our life that many of us hesitate to write. The chapter where we gather the strength to say no. This simple word, often fraught with anxiety and guilt, holds immense power that we frequently underestimate. Saying no is not just a verbal expression. It's a declaration of self-worth, a firm line drawn in the sand of our personal boundaries. Let's delve deeper into the profound strength that lies in saying no. Imagine a scenario that's all too familiar. A friend asks for yet another favor, one that requires your time and energy, resources that are already stretched thin. The old you might have said yes, putting their needs above your own. But this time, something is different. This time, you pause, reflect, and with respectful but firm resolve, you say no. This no echoes your self-respect. It's a statement that you value your time and energy. It's an acknowledgement that while you care for others, you also prioritize yourself. This no might disappoint some or anger others, but those who truly value and respect you will understand and accept. Saying no can be particularly challenging in environments where we've been conditioned to comply and please. But each time we voice a no in these settings, we chip away at the old patterns of self-neglect. We begin to build a new narrative where our choices reflect our true desires and values. Each no is a stepping stone towards a life where we are no longer passive participants, but active directors of our story. It's a journey of reclaiming our agency, where each no adds to our strength, carving out a path that leads to a more authentic, more fulfilling life, rediscovering purpose and direction. This is the second crucial part of walking away. As we embrace the power of our no, a new space opens up, a space for rediscovery. It's here that we find the courage to ask ourselves the most fundamental questions. What is my purpose? What direction do I want my life to take? This journey of rediscovery is more than just setting goals. It's about aligning our actions with the deepest truths of, stand at the edge of a vast open field representing your life, filled with endless possibilities and paths. Reflect on the times you've walked paths chosen by others, paths that veered away from your true desires and dreams. Now is the time to choose your own path, one that resonates with your deepest aspirations and values. Rediscovering your purpose and direction is a gradual process of introspection and exploration. It starts with reconnecting with your passions, those activities that make your eyes light up and your heart beat faster. It's about listening to your inner voice, the one that's been drowned out by others' expectations and demands. What makes you lose track of time? What ignites a fire within you? These are the signposts of your purpose, the markers on your map to a fulfilling life. This newfound space is an opportunity to set intentions that guide your decisions and actions. It's about creating a vision for your life that excites you, reflecting who you are and who you aspire. Whether pursuing a long-held dream, changing careers, or dedicating yourself to a cause close to your heart. These intentions become your compass, guiding you through life's challenges and uncertainties. When others notice our commitment to personal goals, they recognize the value we place on our time. This commitment demonstrates to those around us that our boundaries are to be respected and that our time is precious, to be spent on pursuits that are meaningful to us rather than merely being available for their use. Having a clear sense of direction empowers us to walk away from situations where our boundaries are violated or where we are subjected to abuse. This clarity helps reduce the temptation to engage in needy approval-seeking behaviors. Being firmly tethered to our path, we naturally care less about the affairs of others and focus more on our journey. Walking away from abusive people and destructive environments is not just an escape. It's a bold statement of self-empowerment. It shows the world that you are the decision-maker in your life. Adopting this stance, especially in professional or negotiation scenarios, conveys that you have abundance in your life and your engagement is from a position of strength and choice, not desperation. This approach signals contentment and completeness in oneself, regardless of external circumstances. As you walk away and move forward, remember this. You now have full control of your life and are self-assured in your own abilities to live, to love, and to embrace the abundance mindset where external factors no longer dictate your internal state. Know that it's okay to reassess and adjust your boundaries as you grow and evolve. Embrace the future with an open heart, knowing that you are now better equipped to create a fulfilling, authentic life, one where your choices reflect your true self and where your well-being is cherished. As you continue on this journey, you might be interested in ridding the tendencies that could weaken your resolve and hinder your success. We cover some of this in this video.